What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I've got a very, very special guest with me. It's the man that just basically sits with me every game and cries, like I do. It's Jack Hudson from the Inner Sanctum. Jack, mate, welcome to ThePear for another edition.
Well, it's good to be back, mate, except last time we were together, we cursed the club. So I don't know why we've decided to do this again.
We thought instead of cursing the end of the year, we should curse the start of it. The season preview, so
smart.
Might as well get ahead of the game. How you feeling, mate? What's been going on in your world?
Just waiting for the footy season to get started. Watched the boys over the weekend, both Sandful and AFL, and it was quite good. It was good to be back. Like, I'm just keen for the good stuff to start. And what a way to do it! Up against Brisbane, up at the Gabba, and I could not be more terrified. I hate that place. The players obviously hate that place. Brisbane love it. Yeah. If we win, then I might be a bit of lids off, but Premiership's won in March.
I said that to my dad just before. I said, if we win, that's it. Like, nothing's stopping us. We're going 22-0. We're going to go straight through. Granny, everything. I'll jinx it. I don't care.
Yeah. All right. Jinx it as much as you want. Like, we'll play Geelong in a qualifying final again. Don't play any final-style football. And God knows what will happen in 2 weeks after that.
So I'll probably play Carlton a prelim, the way they're going.
Oh my God. Essendon in the grand final.
Essendon in the granny. And we'll restart their loss cycle in a final series. So, hey.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Expectations for this year, Jacko. What are you thinking? What are you expecting from Port Adelaide in 2022?
We need to be better against, expecting we'll belt the life out of the bottom clubs again, which seems to be our specialty. It's just I want to see more of better performances against the top clubs because we get a bit of pressure on us and we fall by the wayside. So I'm expecting top four again. We just have to. Like, we've been there 2 years in a row now. Not much has changed in terms of personnel. We've added in some quality. So it's the only result that can be acceptable, surely.
Yeah, that's probably the bare minimum. Like, we're talking, you go to the shop and you need to buy something.
Yeah.
You're going to get some milk and bread, you're getting milk and bread. But anything extra after that is probably wanted.
Yeah.
And that extra will be a premiership. So I'll be kind of hoping that, the boys have that mindset to go through to the end of the year. But hey, we don't know, do we? It's the start of the year. We got to grind through that whole 22-week process. Then we had to buy for finals, and then, mate, it's just going to be a long, enduring year.
Yeah, bring home the Vegemite, boys. We got the bread and milk. Just bring home the Vegemite. that should be our hashtag for the whole year. Just bring home the Vegemite.
What are you excited for this year, Huddo?
Zach Butters in the midfield. More. Obviously, we saw a taste of it before he got injured and wasn't sort of the same towards the end of the year. But if he has a full year as his kamikaze football in the midfield, that's going to be fun to watch. On top of Brownlow medalist Ollie Wines and our boy Trav. Ooh, that'll be good. And I want to see Connor Rosie rotate through there as well. So that's what I'm excited the most about. And watching on Saturday as well, there was a few different players that really excited me. Like Jed McEntee was sensational. Like, he was really fun to watch. So I'm keen to see how he goes when he gets a chance. And Lockie Jones is just a ball. So see how that goes. But midfield game is really what I'm excited about, but especially Zachy.
Yeah, I've just figured out the reference to Butters and Vegemite. So that's going to be what's going to be bringing the cup home.
Yes, hashtag Butters and Vegemite. Whole year.
It's going to be brilliant. I'll tell you what, Jazza Finlayson, he's someone that excites me. I reckon he's someone that's going to step ahead of Toddy Marshall, and when Dixon comes back, that could be a formidable duo come throughout the season.
A leading forward. That's fun. Like, instead of just plonking it on poor old Charlie's head for him to get 6 blokes smashing into him at a contest, and rather than Georgie trying to take a hanger over everyone, Jez is going to lead, and that is going to be huge. Our forward entries will improve by having that leading forward, hopefully. So it will add a different dynamic, and he can kick. Like, he kicked a ton of goals in the season that the Giants made the grand final. So he could be the missing puzzle piece, and we'll see how that goes. But I do want to see Toddy Marshall still in the side. I don't know where. I wouldn't mind seeing him maybe half forward, up the field maybe, because he's very smart when he gets the ball. He's a very good decision maker. It's just getting that confidence in him next.
Yeah, completely agree. It is a big year for Toddy, I think, especially with the recruits that we've got and then the potential of what he has. The expectation is there. He's in his prime age. Showed, I reckon, a little bit more last year than he has the last couple of years prior to that. It'll just be him in big games. And if Dixon doesn't play round one, then it almost falls on his shoulders.
It'll be Toddy, Jezza, and then Mitch in that. So that's going to be fun. And potentially Sammy Hayes if we go the 2 ruck combo. So that'll be interesting to see what we decide with that. He's another one I really want to see do well. He's a good lad and very good around the ground, Sammy.
What do you think? Do you think Lysette Hayes could work?
Depends on the rotations. That's the tough one. It worked nicely, but both of them had less than 50% game time on Saturday. So it's nice as a tandem, but if there wasn't restrictions on rotations, then yes. But the rotation sort of changes that, and it's probably going to be we're going with Todd, Mitch, Jez, and Scotty Lysette with Finlayson sort of rotating in the ruck. Because they tried Toddy and Jez at the end of the game, and Jez did get his own clearance off his own tap for one of them, so that was quite nice. But, don't know how much that's going to work.
Yeah, I think we've been a lot more flexible when we do go the one ruckman and the one tall. I mean, Laddams did work quite well. I think Finlayson can take that role. Speaking of players and who's to watch for this year, who's someone you are looking out for this year?
Sam Powell-Pepper. He's one I'm really eager to see because he looked like a man on a mission that pre-season before he injured himself against the Suns. I hope he plays round one because Sam Powell-Pepper with a point to prove is a very good footballer. He's crash and bash. He's fun to watch. And that's also as much as the game was won when he came on in that qualifying final against Geelong, he made a quick impact. And the fans love him. So we want to see him do well. And I think he will do well this season. And he'll put in, I'd say, top 10 BNF this year for Peps.
Oh, I like that. A good Peps game as well is 20 plus and 2 goals, I reckon.
Yes.
Something around that mark where he's hitting the scoreboard.
Yeah, and I think he can do it. He's good as a crumbing forward. He can fend off people, good as a midfielder. I'm very excited to see what a aggressive, full throttle Sam Powell-Pepper can do.
I'll tell you who else has impressed me this pre-season. Riley Bonner. I think he's stood up in a way that has been a natural development, and a lot of people still have that mindset about him. Well, even from last year and a couple of years prior, he shouldn't even be playing. He's a liability. But something about him, even in that dreadful prelim, he stood up. He's been hitting his targets this pre-season, and barring a couple of noticeable Bonner moments, he's actually been really impressive. So I reckon he's one to watch this year.
I was gonna suggest him as well. Riley Bonner on a wing is very good because he's a good kick. When he gets the defensive pressure, you can often see him when he gets tackled, he can sometimes get spun 360 and he's still got the ball. He won't dispose of it. And that's when he gets pinged. But I think if he does have that sort of same aggression that he did in that prelim, because he was our best, let's face it, he was our best player. Him and Wines were the ones that stood up. If he can continue that, he will play every game this season and can reinvent himself similar to what Carl Amon did. Because we were probably having these conversations about Carl Amon maybe 3-4 years ago, and he nearly went to the Saints for a 3rd-round pick. Thank God that didn't happen because I love Carlos. Yeah. And, I think if Bonner can do the same thing, that's going to be huge for us. Just love our left footers sometimes.
I know, hey. It's something about left footers. They're just a bit different, a bit odd, but we love them a little bit more and expect a little bit more of them.
It's fun to watch.
It is. And Jackson Mead's another left footer, isn't he?
Now that I don't know, actually.
Oh, I thought he was a left footer.
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
maybe it's just an odd thing, but that Jackson Mead's probably another one to add into that watch conversation.
Yes.
I've got him starting in the med sub position for round one, depending on the Dixon, Marshall, and Sam Pepper fitness selection trouble that they're going to have. What can we expect from Meady this year?
Very clean, very composed. I think he may be the natural successor to Travis Boak, just the way he sort of moves. Like if he gets a bit more confidence, a bit more beef behind him, he will be that sort of link-in midfielder. He's clean. He doesn't have to be overly quick, but he's good to watch. It was a shame. He would have played last year had he not have that ruptured spleen injury, which is just the worst thing when you think about it. So I'm eager to see what he can do, and it looks like he's going to get his chance potentially round one. And we know what Ken likes to do come round one. He likes to throw a kid amongst the mix because he did that with Miles Bergman last year, and lordy, did he look good. And he's another one I want to see take his game to another level. He's got the build to be one of the best players in the comp, I reckon, Berg.
Yeah, 100% agree. It's a pity that he's not going to be in round one consideration at the moment, but it'll be interesting to see what he can produce this year. And Joshy Sin, is he playing round one for you?
It's tough. I'm going to say yes, just on the reasoning I just said before. So we could actually go into round one with 3 debutants again. And it was fun last time we did that.
Yeah, it was actually. It was very fun.
We smashed the lights out of Melbourne at the MCG.
It was beautiful to watch. I was there too. So it was a good day. Like to rock up and see that everyone was expecting us to get pants, and when we pants Melbourne, Westhoff kicking 5, that was nice.
And Jack Watts playing the game of his life down back.
All Australian gone begging that year.
Yeah, literally after one game. I love Watsy.
I miss him. What is one thing that we need to make the grand final this year to take that next step? And if we do, can we win it?
Learn how to kick inside forward 50. Once we do that, once we do that, we are good. Leading forward, better, because it'll be similar to what we used to do in 2014. Hit Schultze up on a lead. Game plan will work if we have a leading forward. We've got a leading forward. Still chuck some on Chuck's head. We've got some elite crumbing forwards down there, but if we've got Jezza leading, we've got different weapons now. And we've got a high flyer with Georgie. We've got Charlie who can do one out. We've got Finlayson who can lead. And then we've got some good crummers down there. You got Rosie, you got Motlop, you got Power Pepper, you got Fantasia when he eventually comes back, if he does. So can be fun. Our forward line dynamic is different. It'll be interesting to see how we go against Brisbane. And for the love of God, playing Brisbane, don't kick it on Harris Andrews' head, please. I'm so sick of him taking 2,800 marks against us.
And then they do the same thing the other end, and Tom Cleary gets pantsed.
Yeah, that's why we got a Lear, so that's all right.
Yeah, we're covered now. That's going to be interesting to see, especially with Hipwood out. They've got Danaher and I think McStay.
Yeah.
So,
well, Hipwood's usually the one that. Yeah, Hipwood's usually the one that absolutely slaughters us.
Yeah, he's kicking 6. He's not playing, but he's kicking 6.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't mention Robbie Gray in that crumbing finesse.
Robbie doesn't need to be said. He'll just do what he does.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he'll kick 2, have 30, and somehow we still question why he's still playing.
Yep.
Worst case scenario for 2022, Hudson?
Don't make the 8.
Yeah.
We harder fixture, and if there is mental demons from that prelim, then the 2015 sort of curse may happen. But we don't want that. We're not going to channel that. We're going to be good. But that is worst case scenario. We do not make the 8, and then everything gets turned on its head.
Yeah, there's a lot of people probably wanting a certain someone to be walking out the Alberton doors if we don't make the 8. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I'd be surprised it weren't to happen if that was the case. But top 4 must happen.
If we don't make top 4, say we make finish fifth or sixth, and we still somehow scratch our way to a prelim. Does that cancel each other out in a way, or is that Ken Hinkley's situation reconsidered?
I don't know. It's always a tough one. Like, you make finals and then it's still turf the coach. It's a bit tough. So I can't answer that. I wouldn't even. It's a weird situation to deal. Weird one if they actually were to get rid of him.
Yeah, and especially with the contract still in front of him, I think even weirder.
Yes.
Brighter note, game you're looking forward to most this year?
So because I'm going to be there, Friday night showdown.
Oh, so am I. I'm going to be there too.
Hey, they let you in. Nice.
Yeah.
So obviously I'll be doing the Maggies beforehand, and then we'll be in there for the rest of the game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that under night lights. And the Crows are a lot more competitive than they have been. Obviously, the first showdown last year was a thrashing. The year before, in 2020, was a thrashing. But the one last year, the late one, was just an ugly, horrible game, and we clawed it, thank God. So I'm expecting a similar game in fashion to that. Make us play ugly, and we hate it. So that's the one I'm looking forward to.
It's similar to how we played in the Pracky match as well.
Yes, exactly.
Game, ugly, and then one quarter broke it away, and we didn't see the rest of them for the rest of the game. One game I'm looking forward to, though, is round 2, first home game against Hawthorn, for multiple reasons. Biggest one, celebrating the life of Russell Ebert.
Absolutely.
Massive tribute, massive celebration, but also full capacity this year, Hutto. There's going to be 53 people.
Finally.
53 would turn up, but we're going to have 40-odd thousand diehard Port fans screaming.
It's going to be good. It's going to be just... I've missed it. I have bloody missed it. Full capacity, full season, and let's just hope the state government don't do anything dumb.
I'm not going to put it past them, but I'm going to stay hopeful.
Absolutely. But yeah, looking forward to that as well. Round 1 will be loud, will be very loud. It'll be fun.
And just quickly before we finish off, prison bars.
Yep.
Have you seen on Twitter? There's a couple of there's always a couple of niggles every day, and you're a very vocal person.
Mm-hmm.
Round 23. Can we expect it?
Well, the first showdown is what, round 3? We're after both showdowns, so maybe it's quicker than we expected.
Oh.
And Lord, that'll rattle a few people. We've already promised to people that we will be pests when it happens. Because it's not an if, it's a when.
It's a when it happens, and the time it does happen, when that notification comes, every single Port fan is going to be an absolute... And we're going to be the biggest of them.
Oh, yeah.
The pests... Oh, get off social media if you're following us, I think.
I'm just going to literally look at my follower numbers before and then after.
You do that every day anyway.
I pretty much do.
Final thoughts for the year, Hutto. What are you thinking? Anything extra to add?
I'm apprehensive. That's pretty much it. I'm just been scorned twice in the past 2 years. Don't know if I could do a third. I feel like I've been cursed with supporting the most successful club in all of Australia, and I've seen basically one flag in my lifetime. I haven't seen a flag in 18 years. It's time.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I'd like to actually witness a flag where I can actually sink a couple of cordials.
Yes, that'll go very nice. We might end up in some certain establishments that shall remain nameless.
All right, Hutto. Well, that wraps up the season preview for 2022. Thank you very much for joining me on ThePear to talk about our beloved Port Adelaide.
No worries, mate. Anytime. And can ThePear!
Where can they follow you, Hutto? They, if they don't know who you are, they want to know who you are.
At jhudson_10 on Twitter, and also follow the Inner Sanctum at Inner Sanctum_AU as well.
Yeah, they'll pop up on the screen because my editing skills are brilliant. Hutto, thank you again. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide content for 2022. And we can't wait till the season starts. My name's Anthony, and as always, come ThePear. We're recording another video.
Welcome to my channel, guys. We're recording.
Hutto is now ThePear.